Hey, what's going on, guys? Jamal Long here, providing you guys with another trading recap video. Today's a red day, finishing the day down about 200 bucks with commissions. So finishing the day down 144 bucks, but with commissions about 200 bucks. So it was one of those days where I saw some good action early on. Couldn't really jump in because I had a few things going on this morning. But when I was able to jump in, I wasn't being filled because I didn't want to pay. I was being cheap, right? I didn't want to pay the extra dollar. Next thing you know, the stock goes in my favor, and I only was able to capture a few contracts, right? So, yeah, it's a red day, right? But overall, it's some optimism, just slight optimism, only because today I didn't trade as I normally would, right? But let's get right to the recap, and I'll break down the trade and let you guys know what I decided to trade. So today I ended up trading 3 times. I traded Bank of America twice, and I traded the SPY, right? And so for my Bank of America position, I jumped in about. I was watching the market around 10 because I had a meeting at what time was my meeting? 9:30. And I left the meeting slightly earlier because I had another meeting, but realized that that meeting was canceled. So around 10ish, I started watching the market. And so as you can see this price action on Bank of America, this is where I was watching and I try to get in, right? So I was watching it as we try to during the retest and we failed. So I was about to, I jumped in right here. I jumped in, all right. But the contracts that I were buying, that I had planned on buying, were 12 cents, right? Well, $12, and I wanted to pay 11, right? So only my partial order got filled, and so I got in on about 5 contracts, right? Had I had my full position size, I would have been done for the day with this nice little move to the downside, right? And so it's one of those days where I was watching it, try to get in. I got a partial order fill, and it went down, right? And so that was the win. That was the trade for me this morning. That should have been the winner, and I would have been done for the day. This trade would have netted me about 800 bucks, right? So I would have been done, but I didn't get my order filled, right? So correctly. So I ended up filling about 5 shares instead of, well, 5 contracts instead of the 100 that I had planned on getting. And so, yeah, missed out on this move, right? So I was watching Bank of America all day, and Bank of America had the same type of price action as yesterday, right? So I was watching it yesterday as well, but we saw this move down and it rallied, right? So as we came up here to this level of resistance at 30, I said, hey, let's watch it, right? Here again, the same exact thing happened, right? So I said to myself, hey, let's jump in. I jump in. I end up getting my order filled, but I just didn't trade correctly. As this went down, I was like, hey, let's see if this can go lower, right? And that was my thing. I was up. Typically, most positions I'm up, but I'll give it back because I'm like, hey, I was greedy, right? Today, it was one of those days where I was greedy. And I didn't jump out. Next thing you know, it went up, right? So I was slightly up. I could have gotten out, and then it broke back below. So I'm like, oh man, this is about to go lower. Held on again, right? So it rode up. The next thing you know, I'm like, you know what? Let's just jump out. So I ended up jumping out, taking a loss on a position. And yeah, it's just one of those days where Could have been a winner back here. This would have been done for the day. I would have been done. And then another winner, right? But I didn't trade correctly. So I think going forward, one of the things that I plan on doing is placing my exit order as well. So once I create the first order, just place the cancel order as well, because when there's emotion involved, you tend to not react correctly. So in this case, I would have put my order to make, 500 bucks. And then as that happened, as it went down, it was in my favor. I made the 500. I would have just jumped out. But with emotion involved, I tend to hold on because I'm like, hey, this can go lower, right? If it goes lower, that can be a huge win. So you just need to make sure I'm getting out of these trades, right? So just kind of giving some back from yesterday. And I traded the SPY as well. This trade on the SPY was a small winner because I didn't get my complete order filled. Um, and so it was just one of those days where I just didn't get things filled because I was being cheap. So I was watching the SPY at this level, right? So I saw we essentially broke above. We were trading in this channel, and once we went up and retested this level, um, and we pushed lower, that's where I got in. And so I didn't get my order filled completely. It was a small win on this, I think about $10 or so. So yeah, 3 trades, 2 winners and a loss. But yeah, I'm not mad at all. It was a good day. Right. Typically, I identify these great setups. It's just on me. All right. So on that note, hope you guys have a great day. I'll pick this back up next time I trade.